Welcome to the usual Mr. Pow speed run deck profile and then a quick few games. Right now we are getting ready for New Jersey Collecticon this weekend, so if you're going to New Jersey Collecticon, make sure to stop by and say what's up. I will be there vending, hanging out, selling One Piece and Pokemon and other whatevers. I'm super excited to be at another Collecticon, but that's why we kind of speed run this week of a lot of quick deck profiles. This is a deck I've fallen in love with, Blue Purple Sanji. I really did not like this deck when I first saw it. When I first saw everything it did, the cards it used, I was like, this is so not me. And then I started playing it, and more I found out that this is a very, very high skill ceiling deck that you need to pilot correctly into certain matchups in different ways, because certain times you need Culverin, sometimes you need to find your Red Rock, sometimes you need like 10 Gum Giants, sometimes you need to spam the board out with Sanjis and Reijus. Like Jozu's even an option in here if you use it correctly, and I really like this card in the deck, which a lot of people don't use this card. So let's just get right into the leader effect. It says activate main once per turn, Dawn -1, activate one Straw Hat Crew type event with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. So with that starting effect, let's go into what those events actually are. Obviously you have your 1-cost searchers, which look at the top 5 for Straw Hat Crew type, look at the top 3 for Straw Hat Crew, Kid Pirates, or Heart Pirates. You have any other low end ones? Oh, and then we have the new one, which is Luffy will be king of the pirates. Look at the top 3 and put 1 card just into your hand. You don't reveal it, you don't show anything, you just do a top 3 search and grab any card in the world. So you have to use this card very specifically, and I may run this as a 4 of, I may run this as a 3 of. I like it as a 3 of at the moment. Possibly maybe going up one of these to go down one of the when you're at sea you fight pirates, but just having the trigger on this card is very nice and will occur a good bit. So both sides of the coin there, I do really like this card. The lack of information our opponent gets and the ability to just search through our deck and grab cards that aren't searchable, like Reiju, Jozu that we were talking about, the Sora's even not searchable, Carne's not searchable. Like, it gives us options into the cards that we really need, and then things that are searchable, we can still search those. And of course, we can also use this for Culverin, which you probably don't know this. It was in the OP11 set. It's very kind of new. Return up to one of your opponent's original cost of 4 or less to the bottom of their deck. And the cool thing is it does say original cost. So going into like Koala that adds extra cost, or Purple Black Luffy or anything like that, we can get rid of 4 costs. Like generic 4 cost characters, we can get rid of Lucky Roo. It's really good for on KO blockers, which a lot of decks are having now. Again, Black Yellow Koala has one, the Lucky Roo we just mentioned. Anything with an on KO, this just gets rid of it and we don't have to worry about it. It helps into the Shanks, who is now running that 4 cost 6k blocker. It's really nice into that card as well instead of the Lucky Roo. There's a lot of options with Culverin that I don't think a lot of people expect. Now, if we don't find this, we also have Boof Burst, which is an amazing card. The card that literally makes this deck so good. If your leader is multicolored, choose one. Return one of your opponent's cost 4 or less to the owner's hand, or if you have 6 or less cards in your hand, draw 2 cards. So a fun thing to do with this is technically if you have 7 cards in your hand, if you go Dawn -1 to use this effect, right? Now you have 6 cards in hand because you get rid of the Boof Burst. So if you have 7, you go activate this card's effect. It is out of your hand as soon as you tap those 3 Dawn. It goes straight into your trash. So then you activate the effect with 6 cards. Now you have 8 cards in hand. And it's just so strong. A lot of people don't know that, so I'm mentioning that small play. But that is something important to note. Now with this, you think, okay, we're going to go Dawn minus a lot. Well, we have a secondary effect with the leader that says, when attacking, if the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal or less than your opponent, add 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as rested. So we basically just go minus, we tap 1 Dawn, and then we look at the top 5, right, on a 3 Dawn turn. Well, now we just minus that Dawn, we play out a Boof Burst and draw 2 cards. We still have 2 active Dawn to play out a Searcher, or put it on our leader, or play out a blocker, or just hold one up for an event. I mean, there are a lot of events in here. Granted, we probably don't need them that early. It's just to give you an idea of what you can do in the future. Or we just swing out for 7 at our opponent, which is probably what we do if we don't have any more 1-cost searchers. And then we get the rested Dawn back. So the Dawn we lose to draw 2 cards, we get it back with the leader effect. So that's just so strong. It's literally just a free draw 2 cards with Boof Burst. It's a free look at the top 5 every single time. It's a free event. It's free. I mean, it's just free value. I like this deck a lot. The only other big event we're running is Brochet Blow, which is, it's all right. I find this card to be really bricky sometimes, so it has a nice effect that says if the number of Dawn on your field is equal or less than your opponent, draw one card, then give one of your opponent's characters minus 3,000 power. So for a Dawn -1, we get to minus down a useless Captain Kidd or some big body we really can't deal with, and that's really helpful. And then also just replacing itself, so if you do get bricked up with this card, you can easily just draw it, you know, draw through with it, and just get rid of it. So you just go Dawn -1, draw one card. It's not great, it's just a cycle piece basically at that point, but when you don't need it, you just don't need it. But when you need it, this card is very, very important, which is why I tell you this is a very high skill intensive deck of knowing when to grab what and where to grab it and all that jazz. We are running the Jozu, which just returns one of your characters to your hand, returns one of your opponent's 6 costs or lower to their hand. The Sora, which just gives you back a Dawn and you draw a card if you have equal or less Dawn than your opponent. It's really good. It's also a 2k counter. We're running Carne, which is a 1-cost blocker if you have 4 more events in the trash, which I think you can tell we will. Running the 1-cost Pudding as a 2 of. You can easily run this as 4, you can run it as 2. It's really searchable in the deck. You draw through your deck very, very fast. So it's similar to Buggy, where 2 or 3 of feels like a 4 of. So we usually find a Pudding at least every single match. We find at least a Jozu. You know, you can maybe go 2 Jozu, 3 Pudding. But sometimes you need Jozu more than Pudding, and we have a lot of 1-cost we can bounce. So I like the Jozu a lot. I think that card's good. But you look at the top 4 and just reveal a Sanji or an event card. So we can grab this Sanji right here or any event card in the deck. So really like Pudding for those reasons. And yeah, I think it's a really strong card. Running 4 of the Sanji. This character gets plus 1,000 for every 5 events in your trash. So usually it'll hit about 7 to 8,000, which is very strong. Usually you'll get 10 to 15 events. Normally not more than that, or you're probably close to decking out. But I think this card's just really good. And then it also has the blanket effect that says if this card were to be removed from the field from any of your opponent's effect, you may instead return one of your Dawn cards to your Dawn deck instead. So you just go Dawn -1 to save this guy from being KO'd, and it's not once per turn. You can do this as many times as you need to. So if you have 7 different abilities to remove my body, I just go Dawn -1, Dawn -1, Dawn -1, Dawn -1, over and over and over again, and you never remove Sanji. So this card is really good. I really like Sanji a lot. We have Usohachi, which is just rest one of your opponent's 5 costs or lower if you have 8 or more Dawn. It helps you in a pinch. It gets rid of those blockers that sometimes can just be straight in the way, and we just want to remove. So I think Usohachi is really good. It's a great 2K, one of the best utility 2Ks in the game. You could easily run 4 of this and maybe just 1 Sora, but I like having the Soras just in case you need to get your Dawn back. Usohachi, you can find it when you need it. You can search it when you need it. It is searchable for Straw Hat Crew, which is what a lot of these search. So I like having Usohachi as a searchable 2K, but the big thing with it is the utility it brings as well. So we're only running, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2K counters. 2 of the Gum Gum Rains, which is an event, obviously, so that can also bump up your characters if you use it. And then we're running 4 of the Concassor, which is a 4K counter. If you have 4 more events, it's a 4K counter for your leader specifically. Then we're running 4 of the Gum Gum Giants, which is also a 4K counter. Dawn -2, and then draw 2 cards. We know what Gum Gum Giant does. So just know that counter. I just wanted to mention that real quick while we were talking about 2Ks. To finish it off, though, we do have Reiju, which I think is the card that helps most with not having a ton of counter, because it is a very, very strong blocker, a 4/5 blocker, and you're like, well, that's stupid, that's not strong at all. If you have 4 or more events in your trash, this character gains plus 2,000 power and 5 cost. It's a 9-cost 7K that you have to tap out for 4. So you can't rest it, you can't KO it, like you can't really remove this body off my board easily. And it's a 7K blocker. This card is very strong, so now we can just block for 7, give them a 1K, and get out of a lot of just very big attacks with that. Or you can just block out for free if they just swing 5 or 6. It forces your opponent to attach Dawn on their leader, or you just get a free block, and that's very, very good value. So again, you're seeing the lack of counter, you're seeing all the events, and you're probably like, well, how do you actually win? Well, that's what we're going to go in these games, and I'm going to show you, because I've done very well with this leader. I was very, very bad when I first started using it, because it's a whole different deck than I've ever played before. There's not really been a deck like this in One Piece that I know of. I know they have decks like this in Magic. I think they call it Scrap or something like that. I had a buddy from locals kind of give me more information on what this deck is actually based around, and I think that's really what helped me enjoy this deck the most, is finally understanding the goals, you know, what pieces are the most important, and just having someone to coach me up. So big shout out to you. You know who you are. And yeah, anyways, let's get into some games on the sim. I'm excited to play this deck list, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. It looks like we're gonna start here against a freaking yellow-green Law. So I'm trying to get into my game. We're gonna take second away from Law, because we know what they like to go. And I think we're gonna keep this hand every day of the week, and you'll see why. Because of this. This card is really good in this matchup. Being able to search twice and get a lot of events in our trash is also really nice. We're gonna look at the top 5 and grab... We're missing 2 Reijus here, so this loses a little bit of its ability, but this is just a weaker version, so I think we just grab the 1 cost event, and we'll do another search, because we should easily find a Straw Hat Crew here, and we may go for... See, I like Boof Burst a lot, but Culverin's very strong. I think we'll go with Boof Burst just because we already have a Culverin. We'll put the Culverin towards the top, though, with the Concaster, and then pass to our opponent. There's a reason you just don't use your leader ability on the first turn. It's not worth it. You can't get the Dawn back, so it's no bueno. We're going to take this first attack because we don't have much counter anyways. They're going to go Kid Killer, and that's kind of annoying. I don't enjoy it. The issue is, even if I get rid of Kid Killer, they could still easily go Cavendish, 2 Dawn, 1 Dawn back, etc., etc. So I think we're going to start with just looking at the top 3 and grab that Reiju just to have it for later, put the Concaster to the top. And then I think we're going to Sanji and then Culverin. I don't think we're going to Boof Burst this turn. So is it worth doing the Culverin? I don't really think so. So we may just Boof Burst. So the issue with this, though, is like you have to think 8 cards in hand. So we have to play a card out first. Then we can go Boof Burst. Go Dawn -1, Boof Burst, draw 2. Now we draw 2 cards. Then we can ramp our Dawn back. Because if not, we wouldn't have gotten... If we swung this first, we'd be at 3 Dawn. And we don't like that. We're going to let that go after that, and we're going to sit on... We're going to go low pretty quick in this matchup, it looks like, because we don't have the active Dawn. If they're just going to swing a small poke like this, we could either go... It shows us they're not going to leader effect this turn, so they're going to play out a 5 cost of some sort. Maybe a Bonnie. I'm going to assume it's a Bonnie, and I'm going to give them the Jozu, but Jozu's just so good. Jozu is just so good, but we don't have a searcher yet. We're going to give up Jozu here. I think it just makes the most sense, because if they go Bonnie, we just lose the whole turn. They go Cavendish, restand the 2 Dawn. Interesting. Then they go Beige. Well, hey, we got something for Beige. Let me let you know. So we know we're going to play the 1 cost event here to look at the top 3 and grab... I think we're just going to grab another Concaster for later. No, let's grab a Giant. Let's grab a Giant. So then 4. So we're going to swing 5 at our opponent and 6 at our opponent here. I know I'm going to go Dawn -1. This is why we wanted the Culverin, to remove the Beige as soon as possible. Now we can either go, could go another Sanji on the board, or we can go Reiju. I think we're going to go Reiju here, just because the amount of counter we have is limited. It's not large, and we're only at 6 Dawn, so I'd rather not Gum Gum Giant. Our opponent doesn't know we have Gum Gum Giant, because we use the event to not show them, which is a good thing to keep in mind. We can't go Cavendish just yet, or we can't go Jozu Cavendish, sadly, just yet. We always have the Boof Burst to bounce the base if we need to then remove something. So we do have options here for sure. We're going to swing in for 6 at our opponent. And then we're going to go with the Reiju on the board and pass. So we have 1 Dawn active. We would have to Gum Gum Giant if they swing the Sanji. There is a lot of merit into not swinging your Sanji here, but I play a little more aggressively with this deck than some other people do. So just know not swinging the Sanji there is not a misplay per se. Because then you can just Concaster, get out of the attack for free basically. Makes your life a lot easier. So they're going to be able to swing in for 6 here. And then maybe 8, which is not great for what we're trying to do. Gives them options for sure. They put... What do they put in life? I think we just block this for free. They get their 2 Dawn back. Now they can go 7 into it. And they play Restand Law. Okay, they put Restand Law in life. I had no idea. I could not find it in the chat, because I didn't even see what they put in. So they put Restand Law. They get Cavendish back as active. If I knew that, I would not have gone out this way, but that's okay. We know we want to probably Gum Gum Giant on this next turn. So we don't need Jozu. We have draw power here with Boof Burst. So we're going to get rid of Law. They're going to swing 8 into Sanji. We're going to let that go. We did all we could to save it, but it's better than going into life. Now, they do play the Beige out, but the fun thing is that we can go... Oh, we can't. So we have to Concaster first to not waste Dawn. So we will Concaster, draw a card. We do have 8 Dawn, but I don't think it's worth doing that because now we just go Dawn -1, Boof Burst, bounce, and then we Red Rock the big body, and then I think we're just gonna swing 5 at our opponent, gain arrested Dawn back to put us at 8, and if they take, they should counter this. Every day of the week they should counter this. Every day of the week. Yep. Now we could go in at the Cavendish. The thing is do they go for our board? Because we're actually okay if they go for our board. We have plenty of time in this game. I think we swing in here because we still have a 2K. We have 1 Gum Gum Giant that should get us out of 2 attacks total. And it forces more cards out of our opponent's hand in case they go 8-drop Kid. Because 8-drop Kid is very, very difficult because we have not found our minus power piece, whatever. So they go Kid Killer, look at the top 5. We did already know they had a Kid Killer in hand because we saw them bounce it earlier, play out the restand law. So maybe getting rid of this Kid Killer would have been good to stop the restand law. But then they would just played out the beige, bounce the beige, restand the 2, and then play out the beige again. So it would have been the same thing, just with 1 less searcher. It's all right. They grab a 7-cost law. They play 7-cost law. They're going to heal up here and put an X-Drake into life. So they're going to go, it looks like 6 probably first, is what I would assume. We know they're not going restand law, which is convenient. We will give them a 2K counter here, and then see what they decide to do after this. We can easily Gum Gum Giant the Gum Gum Giant if they choose to go all out into Reiju. 6, I think we just take that. Oh, we do find our Burchette Blow. Now it depends on what our opponent wants to do here. Because obviously they have options. They don't have a blocker on the board. They are going to go beige here. So we will Gum Gum Giant, Dawn -2. We're going to trash. Doesn't feel good, but I think we trash the Sanji and then resolve the attack. Ooh, Boof Burst again. So they're going to go X-Drake just to get another body on the board, bounce their searcher back, and then they play the beige out that we knew they had. And that's okay, because I have an idea here to tap 3 to minus down the Cavendish. We swing twice to the Cavendish, that's pretty good. We could go Boof Burst, bounce, so they don't have a blocker at all, and then we can keep our blocker active. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do, but we're going to start with the pudding first. Ooh, Culverin is perfect, actually. That's better than, now we can Boof Burst and draw cards, so we're going to go with that. Now we're going to go Dawn -1 to play the Culverin and bottom deck the beige. Now we're going to tap 3, draw a card, and minus down the Cavendish, because we'd really like to get rid of Cavendish here. They have 1 Dawn active, so this is now a 5K. We are not going to Boof Burst again, sadly, so I think if this is, 3 now? 3,000 power. I think we go 7 into Cavendish here. Actually, let's force double 2Ks out. Let's go 6 into Cavendish, not 7, because in case we need to swing out. So if we go 8 into Law, that's actually the same value as blocking if it goes through. But if it doesn't go through, it's not the same value as blocking. So I think though, I'm going to take that we can get the same value as blocking here into the Law. If they want to counter that, it's okay. We still will be sitting on a Gum Gum Giant and a blocker. So they do let that go, which is really good for us. That's going to be very good for us. We still have a blocker to get out of the big attack. They could Hody Jones here. Hody Jones. Then they go what? 6, 7. Ooh. Demonic Aura 9 Demon Slash. I forget about this card. Now being played in green, especially being played in Trafalgar Law. I did not expect that at all. So, hey, that's probably wraps at that point. I'm not going to lie to you guys. That was just a misplay of me not thinking about that card. So leaving the 2 blockers up as active would have been the best option, or just additional Dawn, like not swinging the 8 there. We actually wouldn't have lost because all we needed was 1 Dawn, so a blocker or a Dawn there, and we wouldn't lose in that situation. So GG's to our opponent. You can see how methodical you have to be with this deck list and playing into other deck lists. I mean, Yellow-Green is an amazing deck. You've seen me play it personally. It's so much fun. It's very strong. And yeah, hey, that was a good match 1 to really show you what this deck is all about. I hope you'd enjoyed it. Let's get into that next game. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Alestros. They sent me this big package of content creator stuff to look into their card game, and it looks really cool. I mean, I can tell some of the elements. You see what I did there? If you know anything about it, it's element-based stuff. It's really based on a lot of Greek mythology in a way, while also having its own twist. They sent me a starter deck which has 4 booster packs, a booster box with 36 packs in it, and 3 tournament packs, a few loose packs, and a few other miscellaneous things as well. This is Hermes right here. It's got a cool foiling on it, and you can tell the rarities from the bottom down here. I did a little research and learned a little bit about the game, but honestly, I don't know how to play just yet. But I'll know how to play very soon, as they're releasing Alestriel's Clash on Steam for absolutely free. 0 cards you have to pay for. The only thing you pay for is cosmetics. So I'm super excited for more card games to be built around free-to-play engines online. So I'm super excited to test this out, learn how to play, and learn more about Alestriel's in the future. So that's it from the sponsor. Thank you so much for the package, and let's get back into those games. Well, I guess we're going to take on the big bad beast Blue Purple, who chooses to go first here. We will keep this just for the Jet Culverin, and we have Searchers to start. We can always Concaster just to have more events in the trash as well, but it looks like what we're going to do is we have a lot of our searchable options, so I think we will start with the top 3 search and try to find something here. I actually really like Jozu since we already have the Pudding for setup. I would usually always go for Boof Burst, but I think in a matchup with Blue Purple, I think it's better to have the Jozu for the Nami. And then we're going to look at the top 5 and grab probably another event just to stack up for our Sanji for next turn, because we already have our Sanji. We're going Jozu on the next turn. So yeah, I think we just go for another 1-cost event here just to continue on with our game plan. Because next turn we can tap out for 1, tap out for 3. We could also just swing in for 6. We have options, that's for sure. So we're not going to use the trigger for the red rock. It is good that we have a red rock. Now, will our opponent use the event, or will they go Zora Zero? If they use the event, it puts us in a worse spot, but they do not. So, very nice. So what we're going to do here is just swing in for 6. So what we need to do to start is tap out for 3 for the Sanji. Sadly, again, having to do it out of order. Now we go Dawn -1 to play Culverin. We're going to remove the body off the board, and then we're going to swing 6 at our opponent here, just because we need to go ahead and apply some pressure. I would love to have put an event on the board or something like that, but it's just not available for us just yet. It looks like they will not be playing out a Nami or anything like that. They're going to go with a Bond Clay, which could bounce back a Bond Clay, but I don't think we need to. We will have to... We'll have to take this attack, sadly, because we don't have enough events. Ooh, this is what we needed now. We definitely needed the Reiju. We're going to go ahead and develop the Pudding just to have it on the board for later. And I think we're going to grab the Concaster here just to be developed. We have enough events almost in the trash. So if we did go Dawn -1 to put another event on the board, which is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go Dawn -1 and play out the Luffy's the man who will be king of the pirates. And I think we're going to grab another red rock here. Double red rock is really good. And then we can swing in for... Are we playing another event? No, we're playing out Reiju. So we know we're doing that. We should have done it after, of course. Yes, I know. Blah, 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 whatever. We've already used... We might as well just swing 5. I think we're going to leave a Dawn active, because they're only going into 8. So they could just swing very heavy, and this allows us to get out of it. We get our Dawn back. We have a Dawn active. It gives us options, that's for sure. If they do want to go, just tap out for 8 and play a big body. We can just block out of this attack for free. The Bond Clay will be a 7k attack, though, which is kind of why we had to develop things how we did. That is the only issue. Depends on what our opponent wants to do. Now, they do God Thread. They're not really able to pop anything, so they pop the Pudding and just ramp it on. Not much value there, but hey, it is what it is. Our opponent, they may go 7, so we're just going to Concaster and resolve the attack, and then they're going to go 8, so we're going to block, and then it looks like we are going to use... I don't think we're going to use Jozu, it looks like, because they did not ever develop a Nami, and they got rid of our Pudding, so we're going to go and drop that. We're going to swing... Oh, there we go. We are going to look at the top 5, see what we can find. We could just free bottom deck the Bond Clay and swing into life, which I think is going to be really good. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. We know we're going to leave 1 Dawn active, so we can tap this for 3. So then we can go 6, gain Arrested Dawn back, because our opponent ramped up. So now we can get up to where their Dawn count is. We're going to set on 1 Concaster, that's the only issue. So we may need to keep a blocker. We're going 3, 1, and then leaving 2 active, just in case we have to take 1. I think we're going to go another 6 at face, and then we may go 8. Do we even swing the Reiju here? They tap out for the Thunder Bagua, which is totally fine. I guess since they did that, we go 8. Like, either force 2 cards out of hand, which I'm totally okay with. If they take 1 body off the board, that's okay as well. If they go 9-drop Rush Luffy, it does put us in a worse position, I believe. If they go 9-drop Linlin, it puts us in a better position. Depends on what they choose to do. I think since we're putting the Sanji on the board, we're okay with either one, because at least we'll have multiple bodies and we'll have red rocks available. I mean, I gotta stop turning off my light over here. Okay, there we go. All right, now we'll go Dawn -1, bottom deck, and then play out the Sanji. They did counter out of it. We have 2 Dawn active, and then we pass, so we kind of put them in a position to show us, hey, you do not have a ton of cards yet. Now they're gonna be able to draw 2 cards here, of course. I probably would have taken that if I was a blue purple Luffy, but it shows us they don't really have heal. They do get a gear 2, so we know they have 1 Dawn active for gear 2. We don't know what else they may have at the moment, but there's totally always going to be options. We have Red Rock to remove a big body. We have 2 Red Rocks to remove 2 big bodies, and we have 9 events in trash. So if we just put 1 more event in the trash, as soon as we use Concaster, it would actually counter us out of this attack. The issue is if they go 9-drop Luffy or not. Because of course we can get out of this. It doesn't even buff the Sanji, but because it would put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now we can't do anything. Good to know. I was trying to check. I did my math wrong. I forgot we had the Jozu. So they go 9 into Sanji. Interesting enough. So we're just going to get rid of Sanji. And I think we're just going to swing in for 6. Gain a Rested Dawn. There's no Rested Dawn to gain. We're obviously not putting the Reiju on the board. At least that gives us a 1k counter. 1k counter is going to be better than no counter. We're going to go. I think we are just going to swing out. We might as well at this point before they develop too many cards in hand. And go pretty aggressive, because we can definitely beat blue purple. As you can tell, I think we're in a really good position. We force out the Gum Gum Giant. Now we know they have at least 1 brick in the gear 2. So I think going 8 here is going to be very solid. Very, very solid. Now they will have the Bond Clay. We will have the Red Rock. They're down to 0 life. Being down to 0 life is very good. We just go Dawn -1 to save the Sanji. We pass the turn. It'd be nice if we had a Gum Gum Giant. So filtering through earlier, I'm not aware if we saw one or not. I will say that. We did put the Red Rock in trash. They grab another gear 2, so they're probably going to leave 2 Dawn active. Pretty good for our opponent there. So grab gear 2, draw a card. They're at 6 cards in hand. We will counter out of this attack just to get out of it. I think that's the best option. They're going to go 7. And Caster does only buff leaders, right? Yes, it does. So we let that go. We let the 7 ride. They go 9 Lin. They leave 1 Dawn active, which is going to be for an event, a 3-cost event. So we can easily Red Rock again. What if we just go, 9? So what we'll do is we'll go 9. If they can counter out of a 9, then we know not to go for the game. If they can't get out of a 9, because see, I was playing because I know they have 2 gear 2s. So we know they have 2 gear 2s. Now we know they have 1 gear 2. So that at least gave us a lot of info. We go ahead and clear up their board one more time, and we're back to basically exactly where we just were. Now we have 2 Dawn active. We do have a 7k on the board instead. Our opponents filter through the deck a lot, and we're starting to lose a lot of tempo. Now they go with the Nami. The Jozu would be very nice in this position, but it's telling me they don't have all of the things they need and the stuff and the things. They were not able to draw 2 cards last turn because they went down to 7 active Dawn, or 7 total Dawn. So that's good info to have. Very good info to have. We will counter out of this. I really want to draw another card. Just Concaster's done nothing for us. 9 Dawn. If they go Dawn -2, so we're trying to force out a Gum Gum Giant. We know they have at least 1 gear 2. But the issue is if we go 9 Usohachi and then all in, we're in a very bad position. So I'm trying to think of the most advantageous position to be in. We know they have a gear 2, so I gotta swing at least 9. So I'm gonna go 9 with leader. Then they just gear 2 and 1k. Screw it. We're gonna go 9 with leader. This is a tough matchup. I'm still learning it myself. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So if they want a Gum Gum Giant, that's actually good for us. We're trying to flush out a Gum Gum Giant to stop them from drawing 2 cards. The only issue is that we're not drawing any 2 cards. So they gear 2, and then they Doflamingo. So now we're going to... I'm going to Concaster to draw a card. I'm going to Dawn -1 to draw 2 cards. I might swing very heavy. I'm going to tap 1 to look at the top 3. Oh, yes. Okay. Sometimes the risk just pays off, and you get rewarded. So we're going to go... We've already seen them drop 2 of the gear 2s. We've seen them search. So I think we're going to go 8 into face here. They're probably just going to take, if I had to assume. They're definitely not going to Gum Gum Giant. They may gear 2, but I think we've already seen most of their gear 2, so they give us cards out of hand. We're going to put down a blocker and then pass. So this puts us in a much better spot. They get to draw 2 cards this turn, but they'll only have 3 cards. They'll have a blocker. We have an Usohachi, so we need to keep the Usohachi, or we need to find another one. They grab a Zoro telling me the cards that they have, they did not have any 2k counters to draw from, so there shouldn't be any 2ks in hand. At most, there could be a 1k, 2k, but a good player would know not to do it like that. We will just take the 6 here, use this trigger, look at the top 5, and grab plenty chump blockers. Not really. So I think we just grab... I don't think there's anything we have to worry about here. That's a 4 cost. Oh, we saw them run the Doflamingo. They could go Doflamingo blocker. I think if we do that, I think we go Boof Burst then, because that gives us versatility. And it gives us an option to drop for Gum Gum Giant if needed. They could Usohachi and then Rush. They don't really have any Rush after that, so we know they're going to blocker here. So I think if we know they're going to play a blocker, I think we just take again. All right. So we knew they were going to play a blocker there. But we're sitting on a ton of freaking counter. Dude, I got to stop getting rid of this thing. All right.
So I think we're gonna go 8 in the face to start and see what our opponent chooses to do. So now we can Dawn -1 and draw 2 cards at the Boof Burst. It goes the 1K we knew they had. We're gonna go Dawn -1, Boof Burst, draw 2 cards. We're gonna tap out for 3, give this -3. So all we have to do is swing 8, and then we can remove this body, gain Arrested Dawn. We can sit on 3 active Dawn, and they have to go for game. Alright, boom. Do your worst. Do your worst. I think they have to go for game in this position. We're sitting on 3 events here. We have a Boof Burst in hand and an Usohachi for chumps that may come out. They grab an Usohachi of their own, so they Usohachi our blocker, and then do what? 7? For 7, I think we just go... We can't do anything to our Dawn. I think we Gum Gum Giant first, and then resolve the attack, so now we at least have 9K here. So now we can get out of the 7 a little better with 2K, 1K here. Alright, so if they play a 3-cost Doflamingo, we still have Usohachi potentially if need be. So now we just go 2K, 1K, and then if they swing all out, we should still be safe. Yep. It just got to that point where they had to do it like this. They could go for our board, I guess. But I think we can save that as well. I guess that's what they're deciding. 7, we bring that to 11. We have to be able to save this. This is the only issue. I guess since we used the Gum Gum Giant earlier, and then... Damn, Concaster does not work on this. Damn. We had to go for it, though. The worst part is we don't even have to go for game right now. This is how we're gonna have to do it now. Yep, I think we just lose after that. I legit think we just lose after that. Man, we should have used the Concaster first, or the 2 cards in hand. No, we should use the Concaster first, because it's only on leader, so that if they did revert to the body, we would have just won right there. That was the one misplay. That shows you, again, how specific you need to be ready for this deck, because we weren't expecting them to go for the board and switch over, and we should have been ready for that. That's on me. That's GG's. We're on to our last, 4th and final game right here, or 3rd and final game with Blue-Purple Sanji. Alright, here we go into Black-Yellow Koala. I did not get our hardest matchup, which is probably Zoro. We will mulligan this hand. It doesn't work because Usohachi and Jozu are not good into this matchup, so we're going to mulligan this hand every single time. And then we're going to just... I think we're going to go top 5 searching. Top 3 didn't look great. Ooh, I wish I would have gone top 3 because then I could have Boof Burst it. Red Rock is really good in this matchup, so we have to grab it, sadly. If this said original cost, we would definitely be grabbing the Boof Burst, but Red Rock in that situation is just that good. We definitely need to find a Culverin pretty soon. Which is always going to be nice in going against a Koala. So we're going to dig through and try to find one. Look at the top 3, and we'll grab a Usohachi because we don't need Gum Gum Giant just yet. Look at the top 5, and we will grab a, I guess, Brisheplo. Either way, we're drawing a card, but I'd rather just go Dawn -1, play this, and draw a card. It didn't really do anything for us. Now we're going to swing in for 5, get a Dawn back, and then we're going to play down the Carne. So we have our 4 events in trash. This is a blocker. We have our 4 events, almost 5 for the Sanji next turn to play down. We have counter in hand. We have our Red Rock. We haven't really put a body we're worried about losing just yet. I am going to take this. I would like to find a few more pieces. We don't find it. They go Morley, which is really good for us. We do get Culverin. We also get another Red Rock, but I think we're going to go Culverin here, just to remove the body off the board and take off their leader effect, basically. That's very strong. So then we're going to go, I think we're going to go Reiju. I think I'm going to go Sanji, actually. So we'll swing for 6 at our opponent. I think we're going to go Sanji. May make more sense to go Reiju, but I think I'm going to go Sanji here. I think we could have easily gone Sanji next turn. Reiju is just so good. It's hard to say. See, this would have been a free block right here. But we're going to counter this. And there's a specific reason why we're countering this. Because if they play out the Nico Robin, we would have been in a very bad spot. They don't, which is really nice. But if they would have, yeah, I wouldn't have liked that. We're going to go and get rid of this. We don't want to deal with Kuma at all. So we're not going to. We're going to swing. But they're at 6. We're at 7. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, 5 at face. And then we're going to go 6 at face. They're going to look at the top 3 and then trash the rest. So they grab a Revo Army type character. If they start chaining dragons, it puts us in a very bad spot. But we've turned off their leader effect for a while now. They grab a Karasu, which is okay. They trash a Nico Robin, something else. Nico Robin's not great against us. This Nico Robin here, because just us trashing cards, you just draw more cards. Like, we don't really care. They go Koala to start. They're looking at the top of the deck and then trashing the rest again. They grab a Hawk, which is very nice, especially if, I mean, we can't deal with it. If this said original cost to the original owner's hand, return up to 1, cost 6 or lower. Yeah, doesn't do too much for us there. So we know they're going to go 5 and 5, so we might as well take 1 and then counter the next one. Because again, Jozu does not do much because now they're going to go Hawk. Yep, exactly as we expected. So with an original cost of 4 or less. So what we're going to do is we're going to play out the other Sanji first, just to have Dawn to Dawn minus with the Sanji. Because in case they target the Sanji here and they misplay, it's going to put us in a better spot. So that's the reason we did that. We're going to have 4 active for Reiju. We're going to leave 1 active for Gum Gum Giant. So we're just going to go 6s because we're just burning 2Ks at this point. We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4. We've already seen 4 of their 2K counters. So I think we're comfortable going 6s here across the board. We're going to go another 6. They could use the blocker. They're probably going to hold it up, and then that's when they're going to get our Reiju. But we're going to try to find something to remove the Hawk before they can do that. Now we have a blocker, double Sanji, and then we have the Reiju. So I'm feeling pretty good. If they go 4 on leader and swing in, they have to swing into our leader to get their leader effect, and we'll just take at that point. Pretty comfortable going down to 0. As long as we can keep the blockers on the board. We could also just block out for a chump block. 5, we just block for free. If they want to go 5, 6, like that's fine, I guess. Nope, they're going to go double Hawk. So I think we're going to go... We have to swing the Reiju, because if not, they just remove the Reiju, because it removes their original power, right? The issue is we're not finding our draw cards, which usually we have a really good matchup into this deck. Now they pop the Reiju. What? Okay, we're just returning active Dawn. I thought they were going to pop the Reiju there, because now what we can do is just rest. Ah, we Usohachi'd, so we fumbled too. We're going to go another 7. This has original power. They should just pop the Reiju. They should just pop the Reiju. Nope. Okay, that's fine with me. Hey, we didn't even need to swing it, actually. We're going to go 7, gain our Dawn back from where we went Dawn minus and fumbled. We're going to go another 7. After that, we're going to get them down to 1 life. They might counter out here if they have it, but they do have it. So we see a Karasu and a 6th 2K counter, so they should only have 6 2Ks left in the total deck, and they're halfway through the deck. There should be 0 2Ks in hand. We'll give them the option of having 1. But there should not be more than that. They're going to swing just 7. We're going to take that. Another Gum Gum Giant is wild. Actually insane. What can you even play out here? Nico Robin doesn't do much for you. It gives you a blocker, but you don't remove any cards from our hand, so that's fine. We will be Gum Gum Gianting the next attack because it's only going to be a 7K. And they don't have another Kuma. So I guess you only put down a blocker on the board. Hey, we fumbled with the Usohachi. We should have 1 more 2K in hand. But if we did have 1 more 2K in hand, they may force us to discard 2 cards. So we would have countered out of that first attack to make sure that doesn't happen. But hey, this is good for us. This is actually really good for us. Now, we don't trash anything because we don't have more than 6 cards or 5 cards in hand. So I recommend reading. Now they're going to go 7 at face. We're going to go Gum Gum Giant, Dawn -2, trash Gum Gum Giant, get plus, yep. Resolve attack, all that jazz. And we're good. Okay. Let's see how many vents we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we tap 1 Dawn to make these bigger bodies. Now we could Boof Burst, we could Concussor. I think Concussor is just better. Then we tap 1 to look at the top 5. Now I think we Boof Burst. Draw 2. So we have fodder. We don't die. Alright. So we need to leave 3 Dawn as active. So that gives us 5 to split. We leave the blocker active, so we can go 7. We can go 8s across the board. So let's do that. Let's go a bunch of 8s, because 2 2Ks is a lot, I feel like, for our opponent to handle right now. Yep, we're going to leave the blocker active, like I said. We're going to go another 8. If they take this, they just almost guaranteed lose. Oh, no, they have the blocker. So I think at that point, we just go 8 we were talking about. We'll gain our rested back, so we can sit on all of these events, and we should be safe. We shouldn't lose next turn. We're going to have a blocker. We have 2 bodies on the board. They give us the double 2Ks. We're not going to swing because they have the blocker anyways. So they did everything they needed to correctly, but we should just be safe because we have 0 and then 0. We have the Gum Gum Giant, the Concussor. They only have 4 attacks. They shouldn't have Rush, and I don't even think we'd be worried about Rush. They got 9 at life. I would like to go ahead and get out of this in case they tap out for 6 and force us to discard 2 cards, but if they do that, I feel like no, because then they have the option of 2 blockers, and that puts us in a pretty bad spot, huh? Well, no, because then we'd have 4 swings. We could go 0 and then 0. I think we just take this. Oh, another Concussor. That's fine. We're going to start with Gum Gum Giant, Dawn -2. We're going to trash the Sanji, go +4, and then give them the Sora. Now we're going to, what can they go, 10? We can get out of that, right? +4 here, and then 0 cost event. That should get us out. And then if they go 10, no, they don't. Oh, they leave 3 Dawn active. Oh, they're going to play out another blocker. We bottom deck the blocker for 1 Dawn. So tap 1, -1, bottom deck the blocker. They sit on the other blocker, and they only have 1Ks in hand because we burned so many 2Ks. I think we just were in a very advantageous position there, and we had 3, 7, 8K bodies on the board. So I think we were in a really good spot. We drew into our blocker. We would have a blocker of our own, but this deck can survive on 0. It can really hit hard and aggressive. It can play where it just controls the board. Like, this deck has options, and I really enjoy playing it. I hope you enjoyed this video today and the breakdowns. I know I misplayed. I know that. And we talked about the misplays, and I think it's really important to talk about the misplays, realize what we did wrong, and learn from it for future games. So I hope this helped you learn so you don't have to make the mistakes I made. I hope you liked it. I hope you subscribe. I hope you join the comment section and say something nice or something mean or whatever. Just push the algorithm. I don't really care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.